It's an achievement to get a slot. It's an environment where you can see where you fare up against the rest of the world.
Roxy Coetzee-Turner lives in Johannesburg, the largest city in South Africa. To find open roads for her long bike rides, she has to drive 50 kilometers beyond the hustle and bustle to the cradle of humankind. For Roxy, a 30-year-old former national team field hockey player and new mother, that Kona fire burns bright.
Johannesburg is 24/7 on the go, busy. We often have to move out of the city centre to be able to ride safe, possibly run longer and in more beautiful scenery. Once I'm there and I'm out in the nature, and it all comes to terms with the fact that this is my lifestyle, it's what I love to do, it's what my body responds so well to. Yeah, I'm a very competitive person. It's been my nature since I was a young kid. I always go out there to give of my best and to compete. I'm in the physical fitness industry and I enjoy helping people feel good, look good, and hopefully aspire them to be able to do things that they don't believe they can do.
This year, when Roxy toes the line in Nelson Mandela Bay, she'll compete in the female 30 to 34 age group. That means tougher competition with faster times. She'll need to finish in the top 4 of her age group with a goal time under 10 hours and 30 minutes. After a back injury ended her career as a field hockey player on the South African national team in 2011, Roxy found Ironman. Now, with 2 part-time jobs and a family, Roxy's challenge, like many other Ironman athletes, is finding balance.
The whole decision to get married was really around the fact that we wanted a family, and you know, the diversity with us already, being 2 women, you know, we wanted a child who had a family name which was the same. So we got married 3 years ago, and then we welcomed Scotty into the world on the 16th of November 2 years ago. With both of our working schedules, being really early in the morning and late in the evening, we've had to do a lot of tag team, a lot of sacrifices, either in our work or in the training that we're both wanting to do. Waking up early and knowing that leaving home, I'm leaving, you know, my wife and my child to have a morning together and enjoy her growth spurts and time together as a family. You know, giving that up was most really one of the most difficult things I've done. It's a catch-22. And there's great comfort and hope to know that as soon as I get home that I've got my family and I can spend that time with them. It becomes a balance which outweighs each other.
African beats have drawn Ironman athletes to the sun-filled Eastern Cape. It's time to dance on the beaches of Nelson Mandela Bay. Located on the coast, 450 miles from Cape Town, Nelson Mandela Bay is home to the Standard Bank Ironman African Championship South Africa. There's no doubt that Ironman is an individual sport, but when athletes from many countries descend on a city for race weekend, the community and camaraderie are unmatched.
I'm very excited about the race tomorrow. Of course there's some nerves. They've been at bay the last few days and I thought that was a bit strange, but today they've popped up and has reminded me the race is here tomorrow. I know this course, I've done it twice before. The nerves are now because I'm really putting it out there that I'm trying to get a Kona slot. So I placed 3rd 2 years ago, and unfortunately that was 1 slot away from Kona, so I didn't get it. It was a bit of a bittersweet year for me because podium is such an achievement at a sport like this, and not getting the slot kind of put a dampener on that. So hoping this year to go 1 better, if not 2, to secure it.
It's race morning, the calm before the storm. As Ironman veterans and first-timers arrive in the transition area, there's an intense feeling in the air.
As soon as you step your foot out the door, you start really understanding that it's game on. I try not get myself thinking about what's to come, because then I'll just get myself in an absolute knot. So I just take the morning as it comes. It starts feeling, so surreal in there. And athletes started walking down on the beach. Drums were going, busy singing African songs, and the vibe was just absolutely insane.
Over 1,700 pro and age group athletes begin the 2.4-mile swim in Nelson Mandela Bay. The one-loop swim course takes athletes from Hobby Beach, past Humewood Beach, all the way to Kings Beach, and return back to shore on Hobby Beach, where they exit the swim. Soon after the pro men and women exit the water come the faster age group swimmers, which includes Roxy. With the 58:35 swim, that's well under her goal time. She's sitting in first place in her age group. Roxy spends 2 minutes 26 seconds in transition and holds her lead. She's right where she wants to be. The Standard Bank Ironman African Championship South Africa bike course is arguably one of the most spectacular on the Ironman World Circuit. Athletes will complete two 60-mile loops, starting in town on Marine Drive. Roxy is riding strong. Early in the bike, she's hitting an average speed of 19 miles per hour. It's a pace she knows she can hold for 6 hours. Unfortunately, some females in her age group are riding faster. In the first 20 miles, she's already dropped to third place.
It didn't feel the best I felt on my bike. It must have taken me a good 30-odd kilometers to feel like I was getting into it, which is quite different. I normally push out quite hard and have to hold back, where it felt the reverse here. As soon as you're hitting those distances and you've been out there for 150 Ks, it becomes mentally tough as well to try and keep the legs going at a pace that's going to get you that average up. So I really struggled.
Roxy completes the bike leg in 6:12:59. Although her ride was slower than her previous race in 2016, she set herself up for a faster run. Roxy is currently in 10th position and wastes no time in transition. Her quick change takes only 2 minutes 43 seconds. Now all Roxy needs to do is find her legs. Run records are made to be broken on the flat and fast Coastal Marathon run course. Athletes will run 4 6-mile loops past thick crowds of support along Marine Drive. Roxy is ticking off the early miles of the run, and she's rolling. She's already jumped up 2 positions and now running in 8th place.
First 21 Ks, I felt pretty good and happy with what I was running. I feel strong. I hit a sub 5 for the first 6, and no matter what race it is, it's kind of how I roll. And then my hips just started aching, and I knew, something was going to happen. What was it going to be? And unfortunately, it was my hips.
Roxy is pushing through the pain. The body wants to stop, but the mind is saying go. She's in 7th place now in her age group, and she'll need to finish in the top 4 to qualify for Kona. 8-time Ironman world champion Paula Newby-Fraser has said before that there will be a time in Ironman where you'll ask yourself, why am I doing this? And you'd better have the answer. As Roxy appears out of the darkness, she's moving fast. She's crawled her way back to 6th place and knows that every second counts. As she enters the finish line chute, a training journey that began 9 months ago is about to come to an end. Roxy has arrived.
Every time you come back here, you realize how hectic it is, how hard it is, what it puts your body through. So to finish that line is just absolutely incredible. I wouldn't take any negative out of it. I love it, and it's the best feeling in the world running on that red carpet.
With 4 Kona slots available in her age group, she'll have to wait until tomorrow's roll-down meeting to know if she'll be racing in Kona next year. There's still hope. Roxy and her family will have to wait for another day to celebrate. Her quest for Kona continues. In future episodes, follow this season's Quest for Kona athletes as they attempt to qualify for the 2018 Ironman World Championship. Follow us on our Facebook watch channel Ironman now for full race week coverage.